In Baker Mayfield's preseason debut, he threw for 212 yards. He was 11 for 20 passing and 2 touchdowns. And I heard Baker Mayfield critics say something that I thought was really silly. I heard a critic of Baker Mayfield say, Baker Mayfield doesn't have any wow factor. Baker Mayfield's a #1 overall pick. Why doesn't he have literally quote unquote wow factor? You know who I'm talking about if you know who I'm talking about. Oh man, I personally, I want to say this. I prefer Josh Rosen and Baker Mayfield. Sorry, actually, I prefer Josh Rosen and Sam Darnold to Baker Mayfield. But even though I prefer them, I want to defend Baker Mayfield right here. Wow factor? It's like we learned nothing. Do you remember Jamarcus Russell? Jamarcus Russell, #1 overall pick. Jamarcus Russell had wow factor. He could throw like 80 yards from his knees. Wow, that's great. That's amazing. It's worth nothing. It's worth absolutely nothing. And to counter that, people are saying, Baker Mayfield, he's not big enough. He's not fast enough. He's not strong enough. His arm is weak. Have you learned nothing? Have you learned nothing? What is Tom Brady's wow factor? His work ethic. It's not something you can measure. What is Drew Brees' wow factor? When Drew Brees came into the league, he was a 32nd overall pick. LaDainian Tomlinson was picked on his team before him. Nobody expected Drew Brees to develop. In fact, the Chargers moved on from Drew Brees to Phillip Rivers because they didn't believe in Drew Brees. My point is this. I thought we developed. I thought we learned something about quarterbacks in the last couple of years. I thought we all learned. Arm strength is overrated, and speed is overrated, and height is overrated. It doesn't matter. If you can deliver the ball on time, if you can execute your offense, that's what matters. In fact, I would argue Baker Mayfield has the one thing that matters most. He's mentally ready to go. Baker Mayfield, you cannot really learn a lot from the preseason. People go, well, the 11 things we learned from the Chargers and the Chiefs. Like, no, you can't learn anything from preseason games. Not really, not much. You can't really, vanilla defenses, it's not really starters on the field, but the things you can learn. There are a couple small things you can learn in the preseason. It's how does a guy feel on the field? Is he comfortable? Is he a leader? Is he yelling at people? Is he yelling at people because he's angry? Is he motivating? How does a guy work with others? That's what you can learn when you watch a preseason game. Baker Mayfield absolutely has that. I thought we were past this. I thought we understood talent is over. Like, how big an arm is? Yeah, Jamarcus Russell had a huge arm. Tom Brady in the combine was a joke. I thought we've learned this by now. Quote unquote wow factor doesn't matter for quarterbacks. Again, quarterback is about these 4 things: poise, accuracy, leadership, and decision making. And since being in the NFL, he's made nothing but great decisions. And I personally believe in Baker Mayfield. Again, I would rather have Sam Darnold. I would rather have Josh Rosen. Josh Rosen. I would rather have Josh Rosen than Baker Mayfield. I like Baker Mayfield more than Josh Allen, the quarterback in the Buffalo Bills. But I mean, do you remember Jay Cutler? Jay Cutler had this huge arm. Jay Cutler had wow factor. And he had no leadership ability. And he didn't win very much in his career. I don't know. I mean, again, you can't read a lot into the preseason. But my goodness, wow factor? I heard this commentator say that and I was like, are you serious? Are you kidding me? I really thought we learned. I thought we were past this and apparently we're not. Baker Mayfield's going to succeed. I believe in him. I don't know that he's going to be a Hall of Fame quarterback. I don't know that he's Drew Brees. But that's a lot to compare him to. How about we let him succeed? And I think he will. Have patience and quit talking about how tall he is or how strong his arm is. Baker Mayfield's fine. Baker Mayfield can absolutely play quarterback at an NFL level. The one thing you could read into his preseason game versus the Giants was that he can hang in the NFL. He can hang. He can play. The Browns clearly seem to believe in him. And I have nothing but confidence that Baker Mayfield will absolutely succeed in the NFL. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Remember, if you want to help Strong Opinion Sports grow, you can share this with your friends on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, whatever it is. Help me grow Strong Opinion Sports by telling your friends about this show. And always remember, you can subscribe to Strong Opinion Sports on iTunes, on SoundCloud, everywhere you can find a podcast, as well as YouTube. My full entire podcast is on YouTube, as well as shorter, more interesting clips like this. So thank you so much. Have a great day, and take care.